What's up, addicts? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. In this video, we're going to be breaking down running back Jonathan Taylor, looking at his potential fantasy outlook going forward in Dynasty Leagues prior to the draft. But hey, before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Anyway, let's get right into it. Started, check out the link in the description. We are offering a free till kickoff special for our fan companion tool. You get access all the way up into the kickoff of the NFL season for absolutely free, so make sure you check out that link. Alright guys, we have been waiting for a 5-star prospect like Jonathan Taylor to come along and is going to hopefully satisfy all of our hopes and dreams. Obviously, every running back is going to be primarily affected by who they get drafted by. That is the biggest caveat before I get into anything else and breaking down any player here. Where a running back goes is going to be highly determinative of what his potential value would be, especially for running backs, because their shelf life is so limited, especially from a fantasy production standpoint. Most running backs will only see massive value on their first contract. Once they make it to their second contract, especially if it's on a second team, very rarely do they continue to produce at that level. So where a running back goes is huge. That being said, Jonathan Taylor is an absolute monster of a prospect. He is more of a power back in terms of his running style, but even though he wasn't used very much as a receiver until his junior year, he's done pretty well at it. It's not like he can't catch the ball. He's definitely the most well-rounded and ready-to-go running back in terms of all of the running backs in this draft class. By far the favorite of analytics guys, and really just watching any bit of tape, it's really hard to not see why Jonathan Taylor is a massive potential fantasy asset for your team. 5'10", 226 pounds, doesn't stop him from running a 4.39 40 time. That's 98th percentile adjusted for his weight, 99th percentile speed score, good burst and agility as well. Low on the bench press score, which probably leads to, we'll get into his few weaknesses, we'll come back to that. College dominator, 93rd percentile of his team, total team's yards and touchdowns. College yards per carry, 77th percentile, 76th percentile college target share. Now again, that was kind of overshadowing his first 2 years. It's going based off of his last year there. 77th percentile Spark X athlete. Best comparable, Ezekiel Elliott. Trent Richardson is also a comparable guy for him, but definitely has the potential to be the next Zeke if he goes to the right team. Now if we look at his stats, breaks the single season rushing record for a freshman, beating Adrian Peterson's record, going 1,977 yards in his freshman season, 13 touchdowns, 8 catches, 495 yards. Next year increases that up to 2,194 yards and 16 touchdowns, going up to 7.1 yards per carry, 8 catches again, 60 yards. And then his final season goes down a little bit in terms of rushing yards, down to 2,003, but 26 total touchdowns and 252 reception yards on 26 catches. Just absolute beast. Watching his highlight video is basically just long run after long run after long run. Guy is a phenomenal athlete and has, again, like every metric that you would possibly want to drool over when it comes to a fantasy running back that should be able to come in day one and set things straight for whatever team he's on. He does have 3 elements to his game, 2 more so than another, that you do have to be wary of. No one's perfect. Jonathan Taylor's biggest issue right now is his, I don't want to say inability, but his overall lack of production when it comes to blocking. He is not a very good pass blocker, and I don't know whether that he can't do it or that he just didn't show much initiative and he just needs the right coaching to change that element of his game. But he was not a good blocker in college, and that was a problem. And that will be a problem in the NFL because coaches want a running back. If you're going to have a guy on the field for all 3 downs, he needs to be able to block, or else he's going to get his quarterback killed. That's not going to make him any friends. The next biggest sticking point, and it's another big issue when it comes to how the NFL perceives players. he has a much higher rate of fumbling the ball than his other top tier counterparts. He has three times as many fumbles as J.K. Dobbins and twice as many fumbles as DeAndre Swift. So those two elements together are honestly the only thing that I fear with Jonathan Taylor in terms of a draft prospect. Because if he goes to a team where he isn't able to perform well as a pass blocker and he fumbles the ball a lot, there's a lot of coaches in the NFL that will get very perturbed at that play style, and he might end up in the doghouse even with the crazy athletic skill that he has, and we don't know what that would end up doing overall to his, I don't want to say psyche, but it's hard getting benched early on in your career. So we're going to see if he has the ability to calm down with the fumbles. And again, it really, really, really depends, guys, where he goes. If he goes to a team with a coach that isn't just going to beat him up at the first mistake, he's going to be much better off. If he goes to a team that has a tendency to want to run the ball a lot more, obviously that's going to help him a lot. If he goes to a team where there's a committee, it's going to suck, but that's going to apply to every running back. Overall, though, we want him to go to a team with a coach that isn't going to penalize him for making rookie mistakes. That is going to be pivotal to seeing Jonathan Taylor become the next elite running back in the NFL. He has all the physical traits to do it. He should be able to do it. Now it just matters, where does he go in the draft? But overall, very hard to find any reason to not put him at the 101 overall in all draft formats. Bar none, Jonathan Taylor is a beast. Make sure you get him on draft day if you're at the 101. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do truly appreciate it. Make sure you check that link in the description again if you're looking for all my rookie rankings. And we will see you guys in the next video. Take care.